Hey everybody, welcome back to a special cord cutting today on a Saturday. A few things. I'm back home. I'm alive. It feels so good to be back home. I spent about a week in the hospital over the last 7 days. And amazing staff, unbelievable. Cannot say enough about the nurses, the doctors, and everybody who helped me. As many of you may know, I had my hip replaced about a week ago. And after that, I had complications in recovery where my heart stopped. Wow. By the way, CPR really hurts. My ribs are quite sore. I got CPR for about 45 seconds before they were able to restart my heart. And I'm recovering from that. And I've had some hard times recovering, a lot of pain. Hey everybody, I just wanted to jump in here to add a quick little bit because it's on all these meds, gabapentin, oxycodone, Tylenol, ibuprofen, a little bit of everything. I don't think I did a very good job explaining everything that happened this week. On Monday morning, I was taken by ambulance back to the hospital because of severe breathing issues. We later found out I have an inflamed esophagus, so much so that it was causing breathing issues on my breathing tube. Because of that, I spent Monday through Thursday in the hospital, got out late on Thanksgiving. A huge thank you to everybody for your support. I had horrible pain when they were taking me by ambulance. They jostled my hip replacement in a way that was just unbelievably painful. I didn't know that there was IV meds that they had to lock up in a case in the IV, but they gave me the really good stuff for several days. They helped my pain to go down. They got some medicine to help make sure I can breathe better, address the issue, address the inflammation that was blocking my ability to breathe, which is a complication from some meds I was taking and everything else happening. Amazing medical staff. Absolutely amazing. I cannot talk enough about the doctors. After my heart stopped, they sat next to me for about 8 hours. I sat in the recovery room, 5 to 8 hours, somewhere in there. That was unbelievable. I remember waking up after surgery in agonizing pain after finding out later I'll find out, but my nerve block that was supposed to, spinal nerve block that was supposed to prevent me from feeling anything in my hip had failed, did not work properly, resulting in me being able to move my leg, feel all the pain. And they believe the amount of pain I was experiencing is what resulted in my heart stopping. That my body was so overwhelmed with pain that it triggered because an emergency shutdown and just said, we need to stop. Something's wrong. One doctor told me basically it's very rare to survive, even in a hospital, a heart stoppage like that. Such severe heart stoppage that it causes my hip or my brain to shut down my heart. So when I woke up again, they were asking me what my name is, where am I, how old am I, birthday, who's the president. They're asking me all kinds of questions to make sure I didn't have any brain damage. Thankfully, it looks like no heart damage, no brain damage from this, though I still definitely am struggling to recover. I have multiple cracked ribs from the CPR, and that has resulted in a lot of pain and a lot of pain meds. I'm not telling good stuff. Gabapentin for an impinged nerve pain, oxycodone, ibuprofen, Tylenol, other stuff I can't even remember the name of, pills for my inflamed esophagus. I'm taking a lot of meds right now, which definitely makes me a little bit loopy. And I think in this video, I don't think I explained that very well. And then when I went back, so I came home, spent Sunday at home, Monday morning, woke up, could not get a full breath. I know I could breathe. I have advanced first aid, AED, bloodborne pathogens, CPR. I've gone through all that. I know if you're talking, you're breathing. But I had the sensation of not being able to get a full breath, of that there was something closing in my throat. And that because of that, I just could not get a full breath. With that said, they took amazing care of me. CAT scans immediately, blood work, all kinds of stuff. But when they got me out of the hospital, or into the hospital from the ambulance, they jarred me severely, and it caused severe pain in my hip. And that took some time to get over. Now, thankfully, x-rays show that the hip is just fine. I've seen orthopedic doctors. I see them again in just in a few days. But it was extremely painful. And because of that, they put me on some very powerful pain meds through IVs to help me recover, to help me calm down. They gave me a scope down my throat to see what was, if I had bleeding ulcers. They were concerned I was internally bleeding. Thankfully, that was not the case, and I was not internally bleeding, but they got that immediately within 24 hours. Sadly, it meant I couldn't eat for 24 hours, but they were able to take care of all that. I'm very happy to be home. I'm very happy to be alive. I don't think it's quite understandable how close I was to being gone. When I was in the preoperative room getting ready for my hip replacement, the cart that, the crash cart that they respond to people when they stop breathing, their heart stops working, was across from me. It was actually just across the hall and I could read it. It was kind of cool. I was telling my wife, look at that cart. Each drawer had big writing on it and what was in it. I was reading all that. I thought this was the coolest thing. I'm like, check out this cart. Huge sign above it says crash cart. This huge tool cart that said crash cart with AEDs on top and all kinds of stuff. And then when I woke up the second time in recovery, it was next to me. And it sat there for several hours. And I had AED pads on me and everything. And when I turned my head, I bumped into one of those oxygen tubes with the pumps on it where they force air down your throat. And later that day, that was in the morning, I asked if they could take the AED pads off. They were horribly itchy. And the lady said, not yet. We're not sure you're not going to go out on us again. Well, the next day when they took them off, the wrapping paper was still on the leads. They hadn't fully ripped the full wrapping paper off. They got enough of the wrapping paper off to slap them on my chest. I would love to have been a fly on the wall and see it. When I woke up, there was at least 4 people around me, multiple nurses and multiple doctors. And they saved my life. I'm very thankful for that. I know this is a low quality video. I apologize. It's 7:30 at night. My hip hurts. I'm coming up on meds where I'll be a little bit more coherent, or less coherent maybe. I'm more coherent right now. But I cannot say enough for those doctors in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I went to 2 different hospitals. I was all in Ann Arbor because I was initially to be seen for a very specialized surgery that few surgeons do. When he saw me, he looked at me and did some more testing and said, no, you're not a good candidate for this. You need a full hip replacement. And he referred me out. For years, I've been told I needed a full hip replacement, but doctors always said I was too young. They wanted to try this and they wanted to try that. And because of that, they pushed off my surgeries repeatedly. Well, I'm so thankful that that doctor said, I have somebody in my office who's willing to give you a hip replacement. I looked the person up, hundreds of hip replacement surgeries, had YouTube videos explaining to other doctors how to do hip replacements, highly qualified. I was very blessed to have somebody like that willing to do a hip replacement on me. So I drove out to Ann Arbor. Do not regret it. Very pleased. Did create a little problem when I had complications here. But the doctors here talked to my doctors in Ann Arbor, and together they came up with a plan. And I really do believe they saved my life. A doctor came in and told me a couple things. First of all, if I was a cat, I lost a few lives. Second, he said less than 10% of people who have what happened to me survive. It's very hard for me to stand right now. If I stand for more than 5 or 6 minutes, I get very lightheaded. I really struggle. I'm in physical therapy starting next week with amazing physical therapists who have done my last 5 surgeries. If you know me, I've had now 6 surgeries in 5 years. I am very blessed to be alive. I'm very blessed for your support. I'm very blessed for your comments. I'm very blessed for the messages. You may hear my autistic son out there. Don't mind him. I'm very blessed for everything. Thank you. Now here's the video I was going to post, or I originally recorded. I don't think explained very well what happened. I wanted to make sure I was explaining that. So, to that video, let's give a quick recap a little bit about this, and I talk a little bit about cord cutting, so check it out. And slower recovery than expected, but I'm home, I'm on the good meds, so I apologize if I slur or anything here, and I'm very thankful for all of your kind words and support. I've had so many messages and comments, and I just wanted to take a moment and say thank you. With that, a lot's been happening. It's still Black Friday sales. Fubo is still in the fight with both Warner Bros. Discovery and now NBC Universal. What's going to happen with Fubo if they don't get NBC Universal back? That's going to be a big issue and more. So let's chat about a few big stories real quick, give you some ideas. I really just wanted to start this off by saying a huge thank you and kind of touching on some of the big stories I missed past the last week, because honestly, this is one of my favorite things I do. I absolutely love chatting about technology, news, and everything with it. So, welcome to my living room. I think I'm probably going to be recording here the next week or so. I got my walker right here. I have to use a walker for at least another week. But I'm very thankful for all of your support. With that said, okay, if you want to learn more about any of these stories, check out corecarsnews.com. We got written stories there for all of them. And if you like what I do, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. Doing one or both lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here, so they recommend our videos to more people, helping us grow and hopefully helping you break free from the high cost of TV. All right, we got to talk about the biggest thing happening in the world of cord cutting, Fubo. Now, recently, Fubo completed its merger deal with Disney. Now, with that deal, a third-party entity was created. Fubo was put into it, and Hulu Plus Live was put into it. Now, a lot of people confuse this as if Fubo and Hulu Plus Live are now also owned in the same bucket with Disney Plus and Hulu On Demand and ESPN Unlimited. That's not true. They are separate entities. And with that, everything looked great. It looked like Fubo, wow, this is an amazing deal. They're getting a ton of cash from Disney. They got this deal where they're also now running Hulu Plus Live. Seems like a good deal. Then they lost NBC Universal about a week ago now, a little over a week ago. And that raises a lot of questions about the future of Fubo. They already didn't have Warner Bros. Discovery channels. No CNN, no HGTV, none of those Warner Bros. Discovery channels. Now, no NBC Locals, no NBC Sports, no Sci-Fi, USA, none of that. Both sides are aggressively attacking the other, pointing fingers at each other, really going aggressive at both of them, saying that they are the reason behind this. That tells me this is two companies that are far from reaching a deal. Why is that important? Because I don't think we're going to see a deal soon. Now, let me put a caveat on that. More than once, I've seen locals here have fights like this where it gets really nasty in cable networks, and then suddenly tomorrow they strike a deal. Completely possible a deal's going to be reached tomorrow. I'm not so sure about that. I'm going to be honest with you. This feels like they're preparing for a long fight. Fubo has said that if a deal is not reached by December 1st, that on your next bill date after that, you'll get a one-time $15 credit because you don't have NBC Universal channels. I need a drink real quick. Sorry. As I said, being in the hospital for a week is kind of hard on you. But we'll see how this plays out. Some of the other big deals, there's a lot of news happening, a lot of big deals happening. Jess, Raymond, James, Becca, all of them got tons of deals over there. A few big ones to look for. NVIDIA Shields, very powerful streaming player a lot of people like, are on sale. I don't know if this one's still going to be good, but PS5 Pros are on sale. If you're a gamer also looking for a streaming box, not a bad option there, but some good streaming deals. Now, they're definitely different than we've seen in years past, and some will say maybe not as good. For example, there's no standalone Hulu on-demand deal. There is a Hulu plus Disney bundle deal. I really do think that is a sign of the focus of Disney. Disney's pulling back its focus on Hulu. Now, we already know that Hulu on demand is merging into Disney Plus. Only Hulu on demand has been confirmed to merge into Disney Plus. Disney has at no point, I know there's been reports, I've seen even news stories claim that Hulu Plus Live works on Disney Plus. Does not. And they have been saying nothing about what the future of the app for Disney Plus is. Sounds more like it's going to merge into the Fubo app than the other way around, as it's just another plan on Fubo. But you can get a good deal of a bundle deal for Disney Plus and Hulu. And I think that's the future of Hulu. I think the future of Hulu is seeing them bundled into, or Hulu like an add-on into Disney Plus. Instead of being promoted as its own service, it's that add-on to Disney Plus. We'll see how that plays out. Now, we are seeing quite a bit coming up here with different things happening in the next few months. Comcast is supposed to, I think by the end of this year, could happen as soon as this upcoming week, spin off its cable networks into an independent group. So USA, MS Now, formerly MSNBC, CNBC, and others spun off into an independent company. There's reports that they're also looking to sell CNBC. We'll see what happens. Warner Brothers Discovery has given this week a deadline for cable companies, or people interested in buying them, I should say. Paramount, Comcast, Netflix confirmed. Rumors that there's other potential buyers, including Amazon, still floating out there. I'm not sure if that's really going to happen. We'll see what happens. But they submitted an original proposal about a week ago to purchase it. Warner Bros. Discovery's come back and say, hey, we want better deals. And they probably gave specifics to each deal that they wanted. And now the companies have to decide, are they going to match those deals or not? That's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. Will they be willing or will they not be willing to raise the price? This is a very common sales tactic in business. Hey, we get your first offer, we look at it, and sometimes it's like, hey, specifics in it, right? You know, hey, I'll sell you at this price for all this, but I don't want to sell you this. Or, hey, you know what? If you want all that, I need a better deal. Or maybe we have different terms, right? Maybe instead of giving me all cash up front, I like the business model. I want more stock in your business as part of this deal. I think that'll be more worthwhile to me. Exactly what they're negotiating on, we don't know. But we do know that this week they're asking for better terms to this. We'll see how that plays out. Overall, it's going to be a busy end of 2025 with multiple cable networks. And remember, if Warner Bros. Discovery doesn't sell, they are planning to spin off their cable networks early next year. Multiple deals in place. Hulu's app shut down, merging into Disney Plus, and more. I'm going to be covering it all. I'm going to be around. We're going to be covering it all right here at CoreCardsNews.com. I got a pre-recorded video for tomorrow, but then I hope to be back to my core cutting todays on Monday like normal. Maybe here in my living room, maybe in my studio. We'll see how my heart and my brain is feeling when we come to that. But a huge thank you to everybody for everything. Your support has been amazing. That last video, before I had to take a few days off, and those are the first few days off I've taken in years. Got over 130,000 views when I'm recording this. Wow, thank you to everybody for your support. But with that said, take care, be safe. Thanks for the prayers, thanks for the comments. A little different style video here, but I'll be back on Monday with a regular Core Cutting Today.